as it starts to get colder in October. Let's discuss tonight's games. Get away from last night's debacle where these guys came out and manhandled my Bruins. Again, twice in 4 days. So tonight, Pittsburgh's in Tampa. This is really a matchup between two teams that I view as contenders. Tampa's play has been uneven. Pittsburgh's play has been really quite solid, especially since that huge debacle against the Blackhawks. That was the one that it seems woke them up. In Tampa, it should be a really, really, really good game. St. Louis is trying to keep something going here. St. Louis is playing in Florida, and they're coming off of their fourth straight win to start the season. Now, winning 4 straight to start the season doesn't mean you're a contender or you're number one or you're anything else other than a team that's won 4 in a row. But it takes a lot of pressure off. St. Louis was a team going into the season where injuries had decimated their roster, and yet they've emerged stronger from this. And a large nod to Jake Allen, a large nod to Braden Shen, and some unexpected names in terms of scoring, and St. Louis looks good. Florida, on the other hand, I don't know. They haven't played since the home and home against Tampa. That was mixed results for them. So we'll see. Is the goaltending going to hold up? Can it hold up against this seemingly potent St. Louis attack? Can they answer back against Jake Allen? It looks like a mismatch on paper. It looks like St. Louis should roll to a 5th win. But that's why they play the games. Don Taylor always said that. Dallas wins their first. Nashville wins their first. Now they clash with each other. Whoever loses this game will be viewed as a team that is disappointing early in the season, and whoever wins this game will be viewed as a team that was disappointing through the first 2, and now they're emerging from it. I really don't know which one of the two is going to win this game, because these are two teams that I felt were going to be improved this year. I felt Nashville was going to be better. I felt Dallas at least should be a playoff team, and now I don't know how much confidence I have in any of that. So it'll be interesting to see how things turn out between these two. Minnesota, looking for their first win of the season, and they're against Chicago, who are coming off of a win over the Montreal Canadiens. The 3-0-1 Blackhawks look really, really good, but Minnesota knows Chicago. And rivalry games, you can just throw out the records, because rivalry games are just that. They are meetings between teams that know each other very well. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota wins this. I wouldn't be surprised if Dubnyk stands on his head to prove something early in the season, because, again, you don't want to get behind the 8 ball this early. You don't want to be the team that's chasing that first win while everybody else is winning and getting further and further ahead in the standings. Detroit's in Arizona. Now, Detroit's an interesting story because Detroit wins their first 2, and Red Wing fans asked why I wasn't covering it. My opinion was it was 2 games. They'd won them. It hadn't been a matter of them killing the other teams as Chicago and Toronto had done. And expectations for Detroit this year are pretty low. Now, they're facing an Arizona team that has just lost back-to-back games against Vegas. So what we're looking at here is a team in Arizona that desperately needs a win, and a team in Detroit that may have a struggle here, because Arizona has to have pushback. They have to, don't they? Don't they? Be interesting to hear Arizona fans' thoughts on this. There has to be a pushback here. You can't go 0-3-1 and have 3 of those losses against Vegas and Detroit, because you're just setting yourself up for a really long season. Winnipeg's in Vancouver. Brock Besser's making his debut tonight. Brock Besser wants to make a difference. Brock Besser never should have been out of the lineup. That is one lineup decision that I still don't agree with, and we'll see how that works out. But in the case of Vancouver and Winnipeg, that's going to be a hell of a game. Winnipeg's 1-2, Vancouver's 1-0-1. Both teams are hoping to make the playoffs after missing last year. Winnipeg's got the better manpower to do it. Winnipeg's got all the scoring up front. Their goaltending is a bit suspect. I'd actually give Vancouver the edge in goaltending, and it doesn't matter who's playing between Nilsson or Markstrom. I think both goalies are capable, and I'm saying that, hearing myself say it and saying, okay, wait, maybe you're crazy. But until Steve Mason puts in a really good start for Winnipeg, it's got to be in the back of your head. It has to be. So the next is a matchup between two teams without a win. San Jose's lost 2. Buffalo's lost 3. The overtime loss being against the Montreal Canadiens. This is a rough one to predict, but I'll go with San Jose based on how Buffalo played against Jersey. It's just one game. But when Evander Kane is scoring 2 goals and he's still a minus on the night because he's indifferent when he's not scoring, and you've got a team that seems to be in complete disarray, it's hard to project out that, okay, this is going to get better. And it's going to start tonight in San Jose against a Sharks team that's hungry for its first win as well. So there you go. There's tonight's games. Let me know who you think's going to win. And who's going to be the last winless team in the league? That's a big question. Who's going to be the last winless team in the league? Are we looking at Buffalo? Are we looking at Arizona? Is San Jose going to defy all predictions and end up not even getting a win before anybody else does? Vegas has 3 of them. So, this has been a baffling early part of the season. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through and you want your fill of hockey news all day, every day, including the off-season. Oh yeah, I service the off-season as well. Let me know, and don't forget to stick around because I will be back again soon.